If you eat, and most people do these days, having a farmer as a friend is one of the best things you can do for your health. You have a mechanic for your car and a dentist too. So why not a farmer to help you sort out all the food chaos so it's easier to make healthy food choices? Hi, I'm Maurice, the founder of My Farmer is My Friend. Welcome. Pioneers of alternative agriculture like organics, permaculture, regenerative, syntropic, biodynamic, and all the rest, who started out like many politicians with great intentions and expectations, well, now paradoxically make it harder for consumers to find healthy, affordable food. Market garden farmers who practice alternative agriculture know how to grow nutritious, healthy food, but they don't necessarily know how to communicate effectively. And it's grinding an already stalled movement into the ground. Not everyone today loves Old MacDonald, and it's not because of his age. It's not an ageism thing. But when did farmers become the bad guys? And how does farmer tipping play into it? Farmer tipping, like cow tipping, and to paraphrase according to AI, means to sneak up and tip a sleeping farmer over for amusement. Well, I don't fully agree with the amusement part. It's kind of funny, but a lot of farmers are sleeping and need a good nudge. Farmers who are caught between corporations and governments have become an unfair caricature that younger farmers especially don't deserve. Like the rest of the world, farmers were also given participation trophies just for showing up. And now almost all of society is hooked on exceedingly poor quality food. If it's true that we are what we eat, most people are a lumbering pile of carcinogenic crap addicted to cheap food. I'm not making this stuff up, folks. Adam B. Kushner, editor of the New York Times newsletter, wrote, "We eat junk. Chemical companies have toxified our lives." He goes on to say, many scientists and experts back these conclusions and have fretted about them for years. About 5% of children take medication for ADHD. That's from the New York Times. 5% is catastrophic. Many scientists connect ADHD directly to diet. I don't really believe that, but it's possible. So many things have gone wrong with agriculture, it's hard to find order in the chaos. When you keep it simple, though, it's easier to see and understand. So let's take a quick look at why people farmed decades ago and compare to why they want to farm today. I came from 4 generations of farmers on both sides of my family. My dad owned 2 farms. I was raised on rural and urban homesteads and had a homestead of my own for a few years. I've also had incredible success in businesses other than farming, like entertainment and technology, and as a writer, but also as a widely effective activist. I'm first an activist and second a marketer. I even wrote an activism book about how to fight City Hall effectively. And I've won lawsuits against federal, provincial, and municipal governments, and also in the court of public opinion against the largest corporations in the world. Trust me, if I can do it, anyone can. Back in the day, you were either born on a farm or you ran to a farm. Ran because you didn't fit in anywhere else, and escaping to the quiet country gave you space to breathe and to be yourself. I get it. It's the same reason artists and musicians do what they do. They also don't fit in. As a young buck, I played in a rock band and toured for a few years, so I recognize that there are a lot of similarities between musicians, artists, and farmers. Creativity to start, plus a unique lust for life. I'm also an accomplished fine art photographer and co-own a non-profit international artist promotion organization. Collectively, and in comparison to the general population, Older farmers, more than average, tend to be misanthropic or maybe even xenophobic. Sometimes they also have avoidant personality disorder, which means, in general, a larger proportion of older farmers feel uncomfortable around people due to either nurture or nature, or both. It's not necessarily as common for younger farmers, but it could be for some. It depends on the individual. The difference today is that there's a cohort of younger farmers who choose to be farmers for entirely different reasons than their predecessors. And it's these farmers who are running the fastest and flat out who will have the most influence overall. Today, food consumers are inundated with either CEO bros trying to take over the food world like Pinky and the Brain, or we're greenwashed by corporations that want to rule the universe, including Mars. And you know who I'm talking about. Geniuses on the spectrum like Musk and Gates are expert at leveraging psychological strategies. They don't appear dangerous, but like the bros, their agriculture and food ideas don't work either. And food continues to make society sick. Thanks, guys. Good job. Statistically, this worldly group of capitalists exhibit neurodivergent traits more than average. They're also highly educated and trained communicators who know how to fool an unsuspecting audience. Their failing is one of empathy and ethics and morality driven by capitalism, profit, and greed. Communicating effectively is a skill farmers also need to develop, but without the greed creed. Farmers, unfortunately, mostly fail as communicators, and most admit it. It's why old MacDonald had a farm. He doesn't any longer because new Mac now has the reins, and she's changing it up and taking risks that patriarchs have never even dreamt. Luckily, she has a smart partner who can carry an anvil under each arm. They make an incredible duo. Female farmers lead the charge to change, with many having equal say about how their farms operate. Now they're integral and core partners in a new old way of farming that naturally grows the highest quality, healthy food possible. It's hard to spot in today's political confusion, but we're entering the healthy food era. Younger, smart farmers now grow high-quality, healthy food the way it used to be before chemical fertilizers, pesticides, herbicides, insecticides, and all the other sides that many old EIO farmers still spray to grow cheap food. It has most of society hooked and cooked. Not everyone is addicted to cheap food, though. Smart consumers avoid cheap food because they want to live longer, healthier, and happier, like Canadians or Scandinavians. We're rated the happiest people on earth for a reason, and by a wide margin, which is surprising for Americans who struggle with a mounting health crisis that's destroying their economy. It's eating it from the inside out. Bad food kills and bankrupts people in numbers never before seen. Getting sick and getting healed is expensive and plays into the "you can pay me now or pay me later" trope. Hospitals, hospices, and drug costs add up to being way more expensive than it would be to feed society properly. We're doing this wrong. No one should die today from bad food grown by bad farmers, sold by bad grocers. It's just bad all the way around. Consider these frightening statistics from Ellen Brown, the founder of Healthcare Actually. She writes, "Healthcare's chronic disease model is imploding. United Health is down 38.5% year to date. CVS is closing 1,170 stores. Walgreens is shuttering 1,200 locations. And Rite Aid is filing for bankruptcy twice in 2 years. Why? She writes, it's utilization, chronic disease. The sick care model is breaking under its own weight, and this isn't even the tip of the iceberg. She goes on to say big food is also in turmoil. Elliott Management's $4 billion assault on PepsiCo, Kraft Heinz's painful divorce, shares down 68% since merger, ultra-processed snack sales down 6%. Really? The processed food empire is crumbling. People are desperate for health. She also says GLP-1 drugs projected to hit $156.7 billion by 2030, while healthy food companies like Good Culture can't keep products on the shelves. Even Nestle is desperately pivoting to create companion products for Ozempic users. Old MacDonald farmers are, and were for the most part, bad communicators and not as comfortable in urban society as most other people. Many farmers back in the day were wired differently. They genuinely looked forward to sitting alone on their tractors, hyper-focusing on a straight line because they were good at it and it felt rewarding. Many older farmers dislike being around people. I mean, I'm sometimes that way too, but farmers never really learn to manage attention deficit hyperactivity disorder and neurodivergence. If you have both, it's now called ADHD. Certain professions have higher autism rates, like engineering, for example. It's at the very top of the list. And also farmers a bit further down the line who skew more to ADHD than they do autism. In 2022, Ag Week farming psychologist Michael Rossman wrote, many farmers and ranchers may have a genetic disposition to ADHD, which can be a helpful trait for the occupation. Of course it is. As Dr. Rossman implies, farmers are drawn to a rural lifestyle for a reason. Many farmers back in the day also had alcohol and drug addictions that contributed to almost every single farm accident. Most young farmers don't have these challenges. Too many frustrated older farmers also love to, dust up the Saturday night hoedown. The painful truth is that many weren't the best husbands, fathers, or business people, but not necessarily because of their condition. They were also severely overworked, and in America, so stressed that still to this day, they die by suicide at an alarming rate 3.5 times greater than the general population. Even though farming's self-harm elephant in the room fills the barn, governments and corporations don't want anyone talking about rural suicide because it represents a failed community they built. So it's callously buried along with the farmer. For an even deeper dive, watch video 2 in my 3-part series about the healthy food tipping point at the groundbreaking grocer Erewhon that sells $23 smoothies faster than they can make them. $23. I'm Maurice. Thanks for watching. We'll see you soon. If you have any questions, chat me up. Be well.